Hey, what's happening, guys? Let's talk about Conor McGregor versus Jorge Masvidal. I did a breakdown for this a bit back. Of course, our opinions change. This is going to be like a off-the-cuff video, just my thoughts on this fight and how it might play out. Okay, so as we all know by now, Conor McGregor defeated Donald Cerrone at UFC 246. He kind of sort of made some call-outs at his post-fight interview, one of them being Jorge Masvidal, who is sitting cage side with the BMF belt and some kind of like Versace robe. The other one being Kamaru Usman. But this video is on Masvidal versus McGregor. So how would these guys match up in the cage at 170 pounds? I gotta say, Conor McGregor looked phenomenal at 170 against Cerrone. Not taking away from McGregor's win, but in all fairness, Cerrone was on a 2-fight skid. Conor was like kind of expected to win. Who's a tougher matchup for McGregor? Masvidal or Cerrone? Definitely going to say Masvidal. And the reason I say that, basically, it's like a style thing. Masvidal is very well-rounded. He has great combinations. He's very tricky on the feet. He has awesome setups like Conor. He has underrated grappling, underrated wrestling, but people are catching on now. Just stylistically, it's a tough fight for Conor because Jorge can match him skill for skill on the feet. And I think that Masvidal actually has better wrestling. And the grappling, I'm going to give him the edge, even though he's not a slouch. People are catching on to that one also. I've mentioned it several times on his channel that I think McGregor's ground game is actually underrated. If Eddie Bravo co-signs it, that says it all. So if you break down Masvidal's style versus Conor's, let's just talk about the striking. Masvidal's a crafty vet. Like I said, he has a lot of setups, very tricky. One of the things with him is that he has an awesome use of angles while striking with his hands. He likes to come over the top a lot. He throws combinations. He utilizes kicks. He's not only really good at going on the offensive, but he actually has great counters as well. He can knock you out on the back foot. Even when he's hurt or stunned, he's still dangerous. We kind of saw that in the Darren Till fight. Jorge got dropped, he got stunned, came right back with a devastating knockout. What's going for Conor standing, and I do think Masvidal's pretty quick. I think McGregor's faster with his hands. He's got awesome straight punches, which I think he can land down the pipe on Jorge. Conor's footwork's going to play a factor. He's just not going to stand right in front of Masvidal. The clinch game, they're both very dangerous. They both throw elbows. They both try to land shots on the breaks. I mean, standing, it's a pretty damn even fight. I kind of prefer McGregor's stand-up style over Masvidal's. Like I said, I think the straight shots and straight punches are going to land. But again, Conor has to be very careful because Masvidal loves coming over the top. Strength-wise, Conor's not really that much smaller than Jorge. Jorge has a bigger frame. I think he has broader shoulders. But Conor's a pretty fit and muscular dude. I think he's actually more muscular than Jorge. So I really don't think he's going to be bullied around. I don't think size is going to play like a huge factor. Cardio, going to have to give it to Jorge. I don't think I've ever seen a guy get tired. We have seen McGregor gas, but in all fairness, that's been against mostly grapplers. But I do give the edge in cardio to Jorge. Let's talk about the grappling. I do give the edge in grappling to Masvidal, but can he get it to the ground? Conor's actually kind of difficult to take down. That's based on the footwork. He's pretty strong for his size. He's got a good base, good hips, strong legs. But as the fight progresses, I do think Jorge would get him to the mat. And what happens there kind of really depends, I think, on the cardio of Conor. Because when he's fresh, he's phenomenal. The technique is there. He looks great. But once he starts gassing a little bit, slowing down, things go out the window. And he starts becoming susceptible to things. That actually goes for striking and grappling. So this fight, I think, in my opinion, is probably going to play out very similar to what people thought about the Cerrone-McGregor fight. If Conor could get him out of there in the first 3 rounds, that's kind of like his best bet. If it passes the second in a high-pace, slobber-knocker fight, then Masvidal's chances to win greatly increase. I could totally see him wearing Conor down and taking the fight in the later rounds, possibly getting the TKO finish. Conor puts it on him early. He either takes out Masvidal in the first 2 rounds or does enough damage that it pays dividends later in the fight, and Jorge just doesn't have it in him to fight at the same capacity or finish Conor. In that case, I would say McGregor via decision. So ultimately in this fight, who would I pick to win? I honestly think it's a toss-up. It would be a really, really close competitive fight. I'm not sure if I could pick a winner. All-around skill set and well-roundedness, gotta go with Jorge. But man, you can't count Conor out. He's shown time and time again the guy's a beast, highly skilled. He has dynamite in his hands. The guy got magic in his hands, and he can shock a lot of people and win this potential fight. So I'm torn. I can't even pick a winner right now. I think in the first breakdown video, I might have picked Masvidal, but that was months ago after having some time to think about it, seeing Conor in the Cerrone fight. 50-50 down the middle. Both these guys could finish each other. It would be an absolute war and, you know, a treat for the fans. So let's hope this fight goes down, guys. Who do you got winning and why in the comment section? If you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button, like the video, share. Helps the channel grow. You guys are amazing. And until the next segment, take care.